Hello to the team at Tacoma Hardwood Floors. My name's Jeff Bradley, and I work with businesses to get their websites ranked higher in Google search. And I wanted to make you this quick video to show you a couple of really simple things you could do to your homepage of your website that will greatly improve your Google ranking and multiply your monthly revenue. And I'm going to show you some key numbers and metrics from inside your top 3 competitors' websites to show you why they are currently outranking you and what needs to be done for you to close that gap so you can beat them in the rankings. So first, I checked your ranking, and you are bouncing around in the last few days between pages 2 and pages 4. You were on page 4 yesterday. Currently, today, you are back up on page 2 again. Let's see, I had you highlighted right there. And you're about towards the bottom of page 2, which might seem pretty good. However, according to Google, 92% of people searching on Google never look past page 1. So that is a huge percentage of people not seeing you. So we need to get you bumped up onto page 1, which will multiply times 10 at least the number of people who will see you. And I'm going to show you a couple things that can get you headed in that direction. So the very first thing Google looks at when ranking a website, let's go back to page 2, is your title tag. And the title tags are these blue lines of text. And here's yours. The title tag tells Google what it is that you want to rank for. It's also telling Google that these are the very search words that you want people to use to find you with. Now, the first problem I see here is that nobody searching for your services would ever even know to type into their search Tacoma Hardwood Floors. They wouldn't know to put your business name or this phone number or free quote into their search. And Google is very literal when it comes to reading the title tags of businesses. Now, there is a format that Google likes to see for the title tags. Let's go back to page 1. And what we see on page 1 in the top spots is they're adhering to that formula, which is the title tag needs to contain, number 1, the keyword, which is what they are. In this case, they're a flooring store. And then the second element Google wants to see is the location, Tacoma. And then the third element is the business name. Now you can see that these listings, this one's good, flooring store, Tacoma, great floors. That's the perfect title tag format. And by the way, they're in the number 1 spot on page 1. So these other stores, which they're all stores here, they have the elements in place, but they're kind of jumbled up. But oftentimes that doesn't make too much difference. Google wants to see those 3 basic data points: the niche and the location and the name of your business. Now, on page 1, the first thing we're going to see is the map section. Now, only 12% of people ever click on these maps. And the reason being is the map section is primarily devoted to businesses that have a physical brick-and-mortar location, such as these stores. Because people, of course, want to see the map to get the driving directions to go to the stores. So I don't think you are a store. Looks like you are a contractor. So being in the map section is not critical. However, it's nice to be there, and that's one of the things that we do in our campaigns is we'll get you ranked into the top 3 in the map section. But for right now, let's just bypass that. The next thing we're going to see dominating on page 1 is all the directories. There's Yelp, there's, let's see, Expertise, Angie's List, Home Advisor, House. Now, the secret that Google doesn't want anybody to know is that 70% of people searching on Google have a bad subliminal opinion of the directories. I think it's a psychological thing, and they've done studies on this. Most people want to see a genuine, authentic, organic business listing. They don't want to search through a directory. And in addition to that, Google has found that most people that do search in directories are the bargain basement shoppers that are looking for the lowest price possible. And I've talked to lots of business owners, in fact one this morning, who just canceled their business listing because it's just not worth the money in most cases. Now there may be some exceptions to that, but for the most part I would advise bypassing the directories and eliminating that expense too of having to be in a lot of directories. So if we bypass the maps and the directories, what we're left with on page 1 are the organic listings, of which there are very few here. And when this is the case, most people will go to page 2. Now, overall, the general rule is 92% of people searching on Google never look past page 1. But if there are lots of directories on page 1, sometimes page 1 is all directories. In that case, people will go to page 2. And so people subconsciously, if they're not specifically looking for a store location to go to, they're going to want to find the organic listings. And in this case, I believe you are one of those types of businesses, and you are in fact on page 2 right now. But as I indicated earlier, you were on page 4 yesterday, so being on page 2, you're going to get knocked around up and down a lot. So what we need to do is get, number one, your title tag dialed into the right format. And it would be interesting to see how much this would boost your rankings. Because Google is looking for clarity, and when Google can see your title tag and know exactly what it is that you want to rank for, which generally is the main keyword that describes your business. In this case, a keyword that I would recommend for you is flooring companies or hardwood flooring. Those two search terms or keywords are very high traffic volume keywords. So I would put that, and then a dash, and then your location, Tacoma, and then a dash, and then your business name at the end. Now, this ties into the second thing that Google looks at when trying to rank you, and that is your H1. Now, the H1 is a line of text on your website that also tells Google what it is that you want to rank for, and it's also telling Google the very keywords or search words that you want people to use to find you with. And the H1 always needs to match your title tag. So let's go back to your website. I'm going to open up this scanning tool, and we're going to find out that currently your H1 is excelling to the highest standards in hardwood floor service. Now, right off the bat, we see that your H1 isn't matching at all what your title tag is. So this is confusion issue number 1 for Google. Google doesn't know exactly what it is that you're trying to rank for or what your website's about. And when this is the case, Google is confused, and Google consequently doesn't know who to direct to you in a search, and will instead red flag and demote your website, or at least prevent you from rising in the rankings. So getting this title tag and H1 cleared up into the right format and matching each other would have a huge impact on your ranking, because what it would do is create a crystal clear channel of communication between your website and Google's algorithm. Now let me demonstrate real quickly how critically important it is to get these things dialed in. If we copy your title tag as it is, click copy, and of course this is what I just copied, your title tag. Now watch, we're going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste your title tag into the search bar. Click paste and go. Watch what happens. Boom, using these search words, you come up number 1 on page 1 of my new search. That's how powerful it is to get the correct words and verbiage into your title tag. But again, the problem is that nobody searching for your services would ever even know to use any of all of this information in their search. So that's how critically important the title tag is. So getting that dialed in along with your H1 would have a huge impact on your Google ranking, as I described a moment ago. It creates that crystal clear channel of communication between your website and the Google algorithm. Now, this brings me to issue number 3 I want to point out to you. Once Google is clear on what you want to rank for, the next thing Google looks at is your backlink profile. Now, you probably know this, but backlinks are whenever an outside website is linking to your website. And when that happens, a certain amount of that website's ranking power is being transferred to your site. So if you have a very large list of quality websites with high ranking power linking to you, a substantial amount of that ranking power is going to flow back to your website. So let's take a look currently at your backlink profile. Now, here it indicates the number of backlinks you have. You have 151 being provided to you by 59 different domains. Now, 38% of these are do follow, and what that means is that only 38% of these are having any ranking power transferring to you. So that's a rather low percentage of backlinks that are providing any kind of benefit to you. Now, Google calculates all this together and comes up with this all-important number called the domain rating. And this is a measure on a scale from 0 to 100 of your overall backlink profile in comparison to your competitors. Now, your domain ranking is 16. Now watch this. If we go to the #1 listing on page 1 for flooring companies in Tacoma, their domain rating is 34. So as you can see, you are not that far behind. I mean, this is not out of reach. And they've only got 39 backlinks. So these must be real powerful, potent backlinks. And we'd have to do a deep dive into that to see what's going on. The #2 business linking or listing on page 1 is floortrader.com. The #1 placeholder was Great Floors. #2, floortrader.com. They've got, this is incredible, 4,538 backlinks only being provided by 137 sources. Now there's something very odd about that. That's just not natural. This few number of domains is not going to link this many times to a website. And as you can see, Google sees that something strange is up with it because it's only giving them a domain rating of 2.7. But yet they are on page 1 of Google. So something very odd going on here. I would have to do a deep dive to figure out what is going on. The business in the #3 spot, Abbey Carpets of Tacoma, they only have 808 backlinks, but they have a domain rating of 56. Now, if we go to page 2, or rather this is still on page 1, they've got a domain rating of 18. And remember, your domain rating is 16. So these businesses on page 1 of Google are not that far ahead of you. They're not out of striking distance of being able to match them and actually outrank them. Now, what's happening here is that all of these businesses that we are looking at backlink profiles for are stores. Now, not everybody wants to just go to a store. The people that do not want to do that, they're not going to find any options on page 1. They're going to go to page 2 where you are. And they're going to begin to find some organic listings here on page 2. And of course, this is where you are. And this is where we can begin to rise in the rankings. Even if we didn't get entirely to page 1, there are going to be a lot of people coming over from page 1 onto page 2 and checking out these top listings here. And we can get you bumped up in the rankings to top of page 1 and possibly even onto page 1, considering how close within striking distance a lot of these businesses are on page 1. So there are actually many other ranking factors. In fact, there's over 200 ranking factors Google looks at. But I wanted to show you these numbers just to give you a kind of a bird's eye overview of where you stand in comparison to your competition. And you're not really that far out of striking distance. of actually getting onto page 1, despite the fact that there's so many directories on there. So I just wanted to point those things out to you, along with the title tag and H1 situation. So I wanted to just give you an idea of what things look like, a quick overview. And I know it's all very confusing, and I've gone way over time. I only wanted to take about 5 minutes, actually, but I went way over that. So if you have any more questions about this, or would like to have a quick conversation about it, I'd be happy to answer all your questions. And just reply back and let me know. This is what I do. I help get businesses ranked onto page 1 of Google, and ultimately into those top 3 spots, which will automatically triple or quadruple your monthly revenue. So, and we create a campaign and a plan of action to get you there. So just reply back and let me know. Be happy to have a quick conversation with you, answer all your questions. So I look forward to talking with you, and hope you're having a great day. And I apologize again for the length of this video. So take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.